Imagine waking up with absolutely nothing to eat. No farms, no supermarkets, only nature and survival. Every single day, food had to be found, or someone would go hungry. Ancient humans didn't have one favorite food. They ate whatever nature offered. Every season brought a different menu. Sometimes dinner fought back, and hunting could become deadly. Yet those dangerous meals helped humanity survive. For early humans, every sunrise marked the beginning of another dangerous search for food. There were no guarantees. Some days ended with a full stomach. Others ended with empty hands. Large animals offered enough food to feed an entire family, but getting close was incredibly dangerous. One mistake could mean becoming the hunted instead of the hunter. Survival demanded patience, teamwork, and courage. Among all the animals of the Ice Age, one stood above the rest: the mighty woolly mammoth. A single mammoth could feed an entire tribe for weeks. But hunting one required perfect teamwork. No one hunted alone. One wrong move, and the hunt could become a disaster. Yet every successful hunt helped humanity survive another winter. Ancient humans weren't the fastest or the strongest animals on Earth. Yet they possessed something far more powerful: their intelligence. Simple wooden spears became humanity's first true hunting weapons. Their spear tips weren't made of metal. They were crafted from carefully shaped stone. Some hunters even hardened wooden spear tips in fire. Every weapon represented hours, sometimes days, of careful work. But even the best spear wasn't enough without teamwork. Together, simple tools became humanity's greatest advantage. Nature never offered the same meal twice. Every season brought new opportunities and new challenges. Spring and summer filled the forests with berries, fruits, nuts, and fish. Autumn became the season of preparation, because winter showed no mercy. Plants disappeared, animals migrated, and only the smartest hunters survived. After hours, sometimes even days, the hunt was finally over. But the real work had only just begun. Every part of the animal had a purpose. Nothing was wasted. Fresh meat was roasted over glowing flames, while thinner strips were dried for the days ahead. Even the bones held hidden nutrition. Bone marrow was rich in fat, one of the most valuable foods during the Ice Age. As night fell, the tribe gathered around the fire. The meal wasn't simply about eating. It strengthened trust, family, and the future of humanity. Hunting wasn't the only way ancient humans found food. Every forest was like a giant natural supermarket. If you knew where to look, nature provided. Wild berries were packed with natural vitamins. Roots hidden beneath the soil often saved lives during difficult seasons. Even tree nuts became valuable winter food. The smartest gatherers understood every season, every plant, and every forest. Finding food was only half the battle. Choosing the wrong food could be fatal. Not every berry was safe to eat. Some looked delicious, but contained deadly natural toxins. Ancient humans had no books, only experience passed from one generation to the next. Sometimes, one single mistake could cost an entire family their future. Not every hunt took place on land. Some of humanity's greatest meals came from the water. Fish were faster than people, but humans learned to outsmart them. Some tribes waited patiently for hours, while others built simple fish traps from branches and stones. A successful catch meant fresh food without risking a deadly hunt. Shellfish, crabs, and freshwater turtles also became valuable sources of nutrition. Archaeologists have discovered ancient fish bones at campsites dating back tens of thousands of years. The river didn't just provide food, it helped civilizations begin. Long before sugar existed, nature had already created something extraordinary. Hidden high above the ground was one of the most valuable foods in the prehistoric world. Honey was rich in natural energy, but getting it was never easy. Thousands of angry bees protected their treasure. Some early humans discovered that cool smoke could calm the bees. With patience and courage, they finally reached nature's sweetest reward. Ancient cave paintings in Spain suggest that humans were collecting wild honey at least 8,000 years ago. A single discovery turned one of nature's greatest dangers into one of humanity's sweetest victories. Finding food was only the beginning. The real transformation happened beside the fire. Raw meat was difficult to chew, but heat made it softer and easier to digest. Cooking unlocked more energy from every bite, helping fuel a growing brain. Fire didn't just cook dinner, it transformed humanity. Scientists believe cooking reduced the time humans spent chewing food each day, leaving more time to think, build, learn, and cooperate. Perhaps the greatest invention in human history wasn't the wheel. It was the first meal ever cooked. Millions of years ago, every meal was a challenge. Every berry had to be identified. Every fish had to be caught. Every hunt carried the risk of death. But ancient humans never stopped learning. They learned which plants could heal and which could kill. They learned to hunt together instead of alone. They learned to cook with fire, making food safer, softer, and more nutritious. These discoveries didn't simply fill empty stomachs. They gave the human body more energy and gave the human brain the fuel it needed to grow. Around small campfires, families gathered. Knowledge was shared. Children learned from their elders. Trust grew stronger, one meal at a time. Without those first hunters, there would be no farmers. Without those first gatherers, there would be no markets. Without those first campfires, there would be no cities. Around those glowing flames, people shared food, protected one another, and slowly built the foundations of civilization. Every breakfast we enjoy today is connected to the first meals prepared by our ancient ancestors thousands of years ago. Every lunch carries the legacy of generations who hunted, gathered, and learned how to survive together. Every dinner reminds us that sharing food has always brought people together, from prehistoric campfires to modern homes. Every meal is part of a remarkable journey, a story that began tens of thousands of years ago and continues with every generation. The next time you sit down to eat, take a moment to remember the countless generations whose discoveries made that meal possible. With every bite, you're continuing one of the oldest traditions in human history, a tradition that has united families, communities, and civilizations for thousands of years. This was never just the story of food. It was the story of courage,
curiosity, survival, and human progress. Because every meal tells a story, and together, those stories became the history of humanity itself.